I just want to congratulate Marine and Holy Cross on a really great season. You know, they've spent a lot of time here in Carver, and they've spent as much time in Carver this week as we have. And I think they've really enjoyed their time in Iowa City. They're just a really tremendous group of people. I thought they were very fundamentally sound. They worked really hard, and really, you know, it was just a great first-round opponent. Tonight, you know, I thought our first quarter we showed a little rust, but I think we got it going a lot better in the second quarter. I love that we controlled the boards. Assists were really good. 4 people in double figures. I thought Addie O'Grady came on off the bench and did some really nice things for us.
All right, thank you, Coach. Questions for the student athletes?
Hello, this is Scott Docterman with The Athletic. This is for Caitlin Clark. You were injured earlier, it looked like, got hit in the head. How did you recover from that? And did it impact you at all during the game, or did you just shake it off?
Honestly, like, it was just kind of a stinger to the nose. I was lucky it wasn't anything worse than that, but yeah, it didn't really bother me too much. I think you just kind of respond. Nice to have 2 free throws and then run a play, but I don't, obviously it looked kind of bad in slow-mo, but it wasn't on purpose. She didn't do that on purpose. So she came up and said sorry, but honestly, I'm totally okay.
Chad?
Chad Leistico, Des Moines Register. Caitlin Clark, please.
You don't have to say my last name, guys. It's okay.
It seemed like maybe even a little more than usual. You were a little bit frustrated with yourself tonight. Would you say that's accurate? And like, how did you kind of calm things down? You end up with 27, 8, and 10 after all that, you know?
Yeah, I would say I probably could have smiled a little more tonight. I think the first quarter kind of frustrated maybe all of us in a way. I feel like this is a game you want to come out and dominate from the start because this is what fuels your run. And like Coach Bluder said, I think maybe we played with a little bit of rust. And I think the biggest thing is, like, they really packed the paint. They just sat 4 people in there. So it's really hard to drive to the basket. And then when you miss a few long shots to start, it's kind of like what you do. But I think, like Coach Bluder said, is like we really started running our offense in the second quarter. And then you know, I was able to create some plays for my defense that turned into offense, especially late in the game, and then just tried to bring more energy. But, yeah, I think I was a little frustrated, but I feel like that comes from knowing what it takes to be where we want to be. I think, you know, from here on out, every single team is going to give us a really good game. Every single team is basically a top 25 team at this point. So that's what makes March so fun. I definitely think I could have smiled a little bit more, but, hey, I'm competitive. I want to win, and I expect us to be really good all the time.
Hello, Rémi Vorano for the French TV, Canal+. Question for Caitlin. This is my first time in Iowa City. I've seen so many people, thank you very much. I've seen so many people saying that you are beyond basketball already, that you are a role model for their kids, whether they're boys or girls, doesn't matter. So many 22 jerseys also. How do you explain this new dimension that you've taken over the last months now? And do you feel it like a responsibility?
Yeah, I think it's something you never get sick of, is seeing somebody wearing your jersey, especially all those little girls and little boys that are screaming for your autograph. And I feel like the city has really embraced our team more than anybody. The state has really embraced our team, and they love our team to death. And that's what's made it so fun. That's what this journey has really been all about, is, you know, people really rallying around us and sharing in these moments and this joy with us. And I think that's been super special, not only for myself, but even like Kate and Gab and, you know, Sharon, who have been here and, you know, are moving on after these 4 years. So I don't really see it as something that's the spotlight's always on me. I think it's my responsibility to, you know, inspire people, but I think that just comes with how I live my life and, you know, how I go about my daily business. It's not anything I'm trying to do. It's just the person I am, and that's kind of what comes along with it.
So for the people who doesn't know you yet, who are you, Caitlin Clark, on and off the court?
Holy cow, that's a loaded question. We could go anywhere. You can Google that one. You just Google it. Get your answers.
Even for the French people?
Even for the French people, I guess. Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff. Mike runs right behind you.
Yeah, Jeff Linder, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Kate, just how would you say this team played, considering 12, 13 days off? And just tell us a little bit about Addie's impact for you tonight.
Yeah, a lot of people came in off the bench and played really well for us. Addie, 7 for 9, so we were really proud of her tonight. But yeah, I think we had to knock some rust off a little bit. But I think kudos to Holy Cross. They came in here and they played really competitively, and they're a good shooting team. So you can never really discount good shooting teams. So kudos to them. But yeah, we knocked a little bit of rust off, and we had a good second quarter that really separated us. And so obviously, like Caitlin said, we have high expectations for ourselves. So we're not super pleased with every single quarter. I think, our defense wasn't fully there for 3 of our quarters, but knocking rust off, and at this time of the year, it's survive and advance. So I'm proud of the way we responded in a lot of situations tonight.
Kyle Huseman, Hawkeye Report. Question for you, Kate. Obviously you guys have talked about knocking off some of the rust after that first quarter. As you're one of the vocal leaders on this team, is there anything that you said to the team? What was kind of the message there after the first quarter? And then second part, how's the head? It looked like you took a tough fall there.
Yeah. No, I didn't really say anything too inspiring, honestly. I think we all kind of knew what needed to be done, and it was our defense. And we responded really well in the second quarter. But yeah, we also keep talking about, we only have one more game left in Carver now, too. So this was one of 2 games left for us seniors here in Carver, and so trying to enjoy every single moment, and, that puts things in perspective for us. But, yeah, I think my head's fine. I just have a nice little goose egg out back there. How do I look?
Horrible.
Oh, dang it.
I'm just kidding.
Go ahead, Scott.
I have nothing to add to that one, but Gabby Marshall hit a couple of 3-pointers early. The first one, that sounded like the roof was going to collapse. Yeah. What was that? How did that help you as a team? Just kind of, give you a little bit of a breather, and then how did that impact you going throughout the game? Just a couple of her 3-pointers.
Yep, I can go.
Go ahead, Kate.
Yeah. When Gabby's on, it's just, it really lights a fire under all of us, honestly. When she's hitting her shots and playing with passion and, just sticking her tongue out or cheering it really lights a fire under all of our butts. So when Gabby's hitting, it's really fun for us. And when you see one go through the net and it was her first shot and our first points, then, makes her contagious. So it was really good to see that out of Gabby, and I've watched Gabby Marchall, so it's been really fun for her, and I've been loving seeing her knock down some shots, continuing over from the Big Ten tournament.
Any further questions, Chad?
Caitlin, you guys are up 23-21 after the first quarter, and almost instantly it felt like you guys are up almost 20. Can you speak to how fast you guys are able to make runs and how that happens for you guys?
I think that's one of the best parts of this team is we always are in a game no matter what situation it is. Obviously that situation is a little bit different, but I think that just speaks to our offensive firepower. And when we're able to string stops together, that's when our offense really thrives. When we get out in transition, I think we got a few stops there in transition. I think we made a 3, and then I know Addie ran the court and got a layup, and then it forced the other team to call a timeout. So I think, it just speaks to our offense, but it really honestly for us starts on defense. And I think when we're able to string stops together, that's when we're really able to execute. I know we kind of sent them to the foul line a lot, especially there in the first half. It felt like there were a lot of dead ball situations where we weren't really able to push the ball. So I think when we get stops, that leads to our best offense, which is transition offense, and that's what we want to get to.
Okay, thank you, Kate and Caitlin, and you are dismissed.
You are dismissed.
Okay, we'll go to questions for Coach Bluder, right here in the front first.
Yeah, Michael Vopel from ESPN.com. Coach, could you tell us what was up with Hannah not playing in the second half, and are you concerned at all about Monday or with her?
She didn't feel well, and it just wasn't worth putting her in there when we didn't have to have her. And so just trying to save her for Monday. And I thought, again, Addie went in and did a great job. We were 11 for 16 with our center positions tonight, which is pretty good.
Kyle Huseman, Hawkeye Report. I think a lot of people just expect the 1 seed to come in and handle the 16 seed pretty easily. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts from beginning to end, how you feel like your team played today. Is this a performance that you're happy with going into Monday?
You know, I'm happy with it. I mean, I'm not going to ever complain about a 26-point victory. Of course, the first quarter, I thought we were a little bit rusty, as I said, but I thought we got it going after that. I mean, our three-point defense was really good, and that was a key for us, was three-point defense. I thought we did a great job with that. I think we did a really good job on the boards. We got great paint points, took advantage of some of those things. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Jeff?
Coach Jeff Linder, Cedar Rapids Gazette. We talked about those little runs you had there in the first half. The first one came, I think you were down 11-10, and scored 10 in a row with Caitlin on the bench. Could you just tell us a little bit about that run there?
Yeah, you know, sometimes our offense, we just pass the ball a little bit better when Caitlin is on the bench. And so I thought you saw that tonight. I thought our team really moved well. They cut hard. And it's really comforting to know that if Caitlin is on the bench, that we can still score really well. And I thought some other people really stepped up in that situation.
Right behind you, Mike. Oh, Tegan, in front of you. Here we go. Thank you.
Michael Loss, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Lisa, I'm watching this maybe through the eyes of the Holy Cross team, but I didn't see any intimidation, any fear, and some good ball. Where does that come from?
For Holy Cross, I know you'll have to ask Maureen that because I think she'll be in here next, right?
Yes.
But, I mean, they're a gutsy group, and it comes from Maureen. I mean, Maureen is, she coached or played at Marist for Red Fox there. I mean, he's a great coach, and I think she's such a good fundamental coach. I mean, their team played very well. They only had 13 turnovers tonight. They weren't intimidated at all. I think it helped them being in Carver for such a long time this week. But certainly, they were not, I think, intimidated by our crowd or anything. I thought they just enjoyed the experience, and that's what you want to do. As a 16 seed, that's what you have to do. And they got a great win in the NCAA tournament the other night.